Alright, back in the weekly pack because this week provides a rare opportunity for the free-to-play achievement hunters to go for the lizard tail achievement. And the reason it's kind of a rare opportunity is because you have to not only get the lizard in the pack, but you need to have some way of hurting the lizard in the shop. And the obvious one is leech. And I think if you've watched, other people do this in custom packs, then generally they would be using leech because it's the easiest. However, you can also do it by pilling hedgehog or pilling badger. And this pack has pill and it also has badger. So everything's set up nicely to go for the level 3 lizard tail. And here, I think this was actually only my second attempt, and I'm about to get very, very lucky with some of the shop rolls. But essentially, I just want to get the lizard to level 2 as quickly as possible and spawn a lizard tail, and then can, sort of strategize from that point on. However, I ended up getting almost the dream scenario here. And the reason I'm selling the beaver to give health to both lizards is that I'd originally planned to pill a single badger and hit both lizards at the same time and use that as a way to get 2 lizard tails very quickly. However, it ends up not being necessary, as you'll see in a minute. And here we get the perfect matchup where the opposing team has 4 pets with only 2 attack, which is going to spawn the maximum number of lizard tails and get the win even with only 4 pets. And so on turn 5, I get the unbelievable instant shop roll of lizard, badger, and clownfish. So here I was thinking about pilling the ant, then I just thought, wait a minute, let's optimize this as much as possible. And then I also rolled double clownfish and another badger. So maybe you can predict where this is going. But that roll, that shop couldn't have gone any better. This is a really strange team where they've got their biggest unit at the back, which is going to result in us drawing. Bit of a strange one, but maybe they were hoping to draw themselves. So here, what I'm going to do is level the lizard. And now I can pill the first badger so that it hits both the ant and the lizard. And that's going to spawn the lizard tail and also give a little bit of stats to one of the other units. In fact, I guess it could have hit the lizard tail as well, but it hits the clownfish. Now we can pill a second badger, and we'll instantly have 2 level 2 lizard tails. I honestly, I couldn't believe that I only on the second attempt had got the incredible luck to get that shop sequence. So next turn, I'm going to combine the 2 level 2 tails and instantly get a level 3. And I think if you were trying to do this the easiest way possible, you would probably go for bison and caterpillar maybe. But we're a no bison channel here. I mean, that's not true. There's probably plenty of videos in the past that have had bison in it. But if I can avoid it, I try to. And here we get the level 3 lizard tail, level up the clownfish as well, get zebra and lionfish. So those are both instant buys. And now it's just a case of finding some kind of means of scaling the team up such that they'll be able to win from here. Because at this point, it's turn 7, we've only got 2 wins. So not ideal, but here we're actually going to get another draw, so it's going to go to turn 8, only 2 wins. But we do get turtle, which is very important, and I'm going to take it, and I think give a bit more stats to the lizard tail. And now I'm just looking for some kind of scaling and also, level ups, because the addition of chocolate to the weekly pack, chocolate didn't used to be guaranteed, but now that it's guaranteed, it makes such a difference. And, so many more builds are possible when you can level pets up quicker. So let's see, is it this turn? I forget exactly the sequence that happens here. You could pill the turtle here, but in a pack with lionfish, it's really not advisable. So I'm just going to keep it and try and level it. And I'm freezing the zebra because when I sell the lizard, I want to be able to buy-sell it. So I get another lionfish and then I get the moose. And the moose is going to be our scaler for the rest of the game. And this is a funny team where they have level 3 pied tamarin, but they don't have any trumpets. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I wonder if they maybe accidentally sold their unit that had cherry on it. So I'm going to buy sell the tier 1s here to clear the rest of the shop out. It's going to result in perfect gold to buy the lionfish and the moose. And now we're instantly going to get plus 6/6 from the moose. So that's off to a good start, but really the moose needs to be leveled up as soon as possible, because you lose so much value freezing the shop up that you have to be getting at least double buffs. So here's a team that has a level 1.5 dragon already, but actually we scrape the win by 1 HP. And I think I'm going to freeze the tier 6s, even though I want to level the moose, because chocolate exists. It's much less risky to freeze the whole shop up. And we don't get it, but I'm just going to give the moose tomato here. Not necessarily the greatest purchase, but I think there is crocodile in this pack, so the moose is pretty unlikely to ever get to use the tomato. But I suppose it does mean that you could put the moose to the front if you wanted to. We're going to get the win there. I'm not going to freeze the microbe initially until we find our first tier 6. And now I'm willing to freeze tier 5s. So I freeze the clownfish here because it's a potential buy right at the end. However, unfortunately, I roll a tier 1 in the open slot. And I'm almost about to level the turtle, but really leveling the lionfish is much, much more valuable. And in fact, it's way more valuable than rolling down trying to clear the shop of the tier 1. And you'll see why here, because the lionfish is going to give weakness to the turtle, which does nothing. However, it's now going to give weakness to the melon unit, which if the lionfish hadn't done that, that was a loss. So when you're using moose, just make sure you don't get too hyper focused on the scaling. But here we get an incredible roll where we instantly get moose in one of the open slots and also the chocolate. So now we're in a much stronger position. We're getting plus 12/12 or close to it every turn, and that should probably be enough to carry the team over the line. And this team is actually going to fall foul of the lionfish, where they push the coconut Doberman to the front, and it gets overwritten. That team already had level 3 lionfish. And that's where we want to be, but it's going to take a while to get there. So there is another lionfish and a clown, and we'll just take both of them, I think, because leveling the clownfish to level 3, it's going to be, I think it's plus 6/6 to itself. And potentially, if maybe the turtle levels after that, it's definitely worth it. A lot of the time in moose games, you end up where there's not a lot for you to buy, because you're just spending your gold rolling looking for a freeze. And unfortunately here, this team has a very large eel and we get beaten. However, we've still got 2 hearts intact and 4 wins required. So now we're just looking for chocolate, and I actually take the level on the turtle, which, thinking about it, that makes a lot more sense. And now I'm going to look for more chocolate and immediately get another one, which is very nice. And the lizard tail is closing in on the 50-50 territory. And I think this is the first time I'd ever even had a lizard tail in my team. Now this team does make some questionable plays here. Having the scorpion second position is really not advisable in a pack with lionfish, especially when you're at this kind of late turn. So take the level on the lionfish, and we find another chocolate, and also a tier 6 in the open slot. Unfortunately, the last chocolate is, we can't buy it, but that was already a very good turn. And one of the, this is another pack which has walrus in it, and you can see the strength of the lionfish there. Being able to overwrite the peanut is so good, because a lot of these teams, you're going to end up in situations where you're drawing over and over again because of 21 attack units having peanut and just trading. So here's actually an example of a moose optimization. We just unfreeze the lionfish and roll once to make sure we get 6-6. And another lionfish bison team. However, the the lizard tail survives on 1 HP there, which is beautiful. However, their backline units didn't really have much going on, and we get the win there. So more freezing. I think I'm willing to freeze tier 5s off the bat now. We're on 9 wins, although it is turn 18. However, our team is pretty strong. Level 3 lionfish, level 2 turtle. That probably should be good enough. And now I'm just looking for something buyable, and we take the orange. And not quite 50-50 lizard tail, but close enough, I think. And we get matched with front scorpion with mushroom. And again, the placement of the scorpion doesn't really make any sense because, so many teams are going to have lionfish here. And there we go, level 3 lizard tail in the weekly. I'm recording this on Friday, so you've got a couple of days left to try and get it.